What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. You know what time it is. We are talking about the Royal Rundown. I am one half of your hosting duo, SERG Vicente. Joining me as always is my sister from another mister, rocking a fantastic mug over today. Got the hair all down, luscious looking. That shit look moisturized. What up there, girl? We talking about Dre, Miss Dre Day. What it do?
Come on, moisturize. Yes, curls is curling, locks is locking. We do what we gotta do.
Damn,
you see it.
See, look, I'll put my shit down, but I don't need y'all to know really how luscious this is. I might hurt you. Y'all might not want to. See, y'all think I'm definitely a part of the Tribal Chiefs family. Y'all think I'm part of the bloodline. I damn near should just let this shit rock.
Do not encourage
him. Look like a Pantene Pro V commercial.
That'll be the first 20 seconds. That'll be the first 20 seconds of next week's Royal Rundown. It's Serge taking his ponytail down and hitting us with one of these.
Look, I hope you guys had a fantastic week. It is Tuesday. Thank you as always for joining us on The Scrap, the absolute fastest growing combat sports channel on all of YouTube. If you want fantastic combat sports journalism, look no further than The Scrap News. They are absolutely fantastic articles, videos. The team there, chef's kiss. You guys need to go out there and check it out. Do us a favor. Like I said, this is the fastest growing channel in all of combat sports. Let's keep that going. Please like, share, and subscribe as well. All right, Dre.
What up?
We have some stuff to talk about today.
Just a couple, 2, 3.
We got some wrestling to talk about.
Look up 2, 3 things happening in the world of pro wrestling. Two treat things. We did a couple things. Also, speaking of that, and everybody who's watching live right now on, the Scraps News, the Scraps YouTube, thank you so much for watching us. Yes. We had something last week. Something last week that we talked about. We were talking about nicknames. In lists of nicknames, and I actually put a list of my nicknames together and had to think about it. And I was like, what do I call people? So we will revisit that today in the show. I'm sorry, please. Yeah, hold on. When he says nicknames, let's make it very clear. These are things that Sergio purposefully misspeaks, missays. He has decided that folks have different names than what they have. Things are called different things than they are actually called. And it's entertaining. So we're gonna revisit that later because Serge actually wrote them down. In his trusty dusty notes. You know the notes is there. They're present.
The notes are sitting right next to me. Sitting right
next to me.
Thank you,
Katie. Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all, hey, and that is something that we are absolutely gonna talk about today. And can we, Dre? Can we just acknowledge this like we acknowledge our tribal chief? NXT Raw, and they're just taking everything over. Hey, Trips went out there because I don't know if you guys heard, but Survivor Series is now going to have what? War games. War games. Out. Dre, I have to ask you, jumping right into it. Let's dive into feast first because this is one of the biggest news of the week. War Games is actually coming to Survivor Series. Yo, yes. Is this a good thing?
It's a great thing, and let me tell you why. So, Survivor Series has, first of all, it used to be one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, but it has suffered from the whole brand split situation, right? Raw versus SmackDown, etc. And like that sounds cool in theory, but in awesome theory, but unfortunately, like, throughout the years, the brand split just hasn't meant anything in a really, really long time. Raw superstars go to SmackDown. SmackDown superstars go to Raw. We've got a universal, WWE champion of the world in Roman Reigns. So you've got so it just, to try to make it so that there is a Raw versus SmackDown's NXT Survivor Series just doesn't really make any sense. Doesn't really make sense. I think the Survivor Series match is going to be is still important and great and still can be done. You just got to do it within the storyline. But adding War Games to Survivor Series just makes all of the sense. The only thing I'm going to miss, of course, is Regal actually saying War Games because he is on AEW at the
You know
moment.
what they need to do?
That's
And
it.
look, maybe I'm messed up, right? Maybe it's just me because
Mm.
they own all of that material. It is on the Peacock. It's on the cock over there. So since they have that, why don't they just dub over Regal's name talking about War Games, War Games, War Games like a damn remix? Regal, I'm sorry. Trips is your boy. He gonna take it.
Look, if Regal gets his money because they're using his voice, then okay.
Come on, that's Trips. That's his
If they
boy.
can
He'll throw him a couple dollars.
If we can get some money off that, then I'm cool with it. But I mean, other than that, War Games is great. It's one of the better matches that we saw in NXT TakeOver in the NXT's TakeOver seasons, if you will. And so, with Triple H, at the helm of creative, you know what I mean? That's just another one of those really good choices that he's made so far to make everything a little bit better. And let's be clear, WWE still has too many pay-per-views, premium live events, whatever you want to call them. And so anything that you can do to make them stand out, to make them different, to make them creative and fun and something to look forward to every single 4 weeks, because there's something every single 4 weeks.
Absolutely. Seriously.
The better. So it's all good.
Okay. Well, War Games was one of the big pieces of news. And people, look, we're going to talk about and dissect all the storylines that NXT Raw has brought forward to us. And we're going to go ahead and take over SmackDown. We're going to talk about all this shit, okay? And we're going to have but the other big piece of news, speaking of those premium live events, we have in Saudi Arabia, Roman Reigns is defending his title against none other than Logan Paul. Something that came a little bit out of left field, but I think a lot of people were. I don't know. What have you gathered to the reaction? Everybody's watching it right now in the comments as well. Let us know. How do you guys feel about Logan Paul getting the opportunity to go for the undisputed Universal Badass I'm That Motherfucking Dude Championship?
Because that's what it's called.
That's exactly what it's
called. At first glance, I don't care. At first glance, I'm like,
what up, though?
Yo, D, what's good?
One of the infamous group chat members.
One of the infamous group chat
we
members.
Talk about hey, D, bro. We talk about the infamous group chat, okay? So he's one of the infamous group chat members, just to let y'all know.
For me, again, the Saudi shows are already a little icky to think of, just in general business. That it's a little icky, just when you're thinking about morals, values, etc. Right? So, other than that, that aside, because we have to. Exactly, sis. Exactly, sister. Okay. Other than that, on a business side, it makes perfect sense. On a business side, it's getting more eyes to the product. It's getting more eyes to the product during a time where the WWE hasn't been this good consistently in quite some time. So, for a business standpoint, that makes perfect sense. And then, of course, you're going to just let Logan go against the biggest dude in the company. Why not? That's why they signed him. He didn't sign just to fight The Miz. No offense to The Miz, because we love The Miz on our show.
Love The Miz.
Love The Miz on here at the Royal.
Love Miz TV. Love everything. Miz, you got
Yeah. So that's no
and
shade.
He's actually really being able to shine right now, which is kind of surprising. He's really cooking right now.
Look, Miz has been in the business for a bajillion years. If he ain't good by now, he's never gonna be. And he's great. He's as good as someone who's been in the business this long should be.
Absolutely.
And he is also a great hand to put with people. So again, back to the Logan Paul thing, that was a great person to pair him with at first.
Sure.
Logan going against Roman. I don't know what the match is gonna look like. Me and you in the infamous group chat done fussed about this back and forth since they announced it. I have no idea what the match is going to look like. Exactly. None. No clue. But the build up, the dope ass Vegas, press conference to announce it, all of that is good for the business. It's good for the company. More eyes. Exactly, Josh. More eyes on the match. All of that is great. And it's great for everyone else who'll be on the card too.
Call me crazy. I love this shit. Every aspect of it, goofy wrestling for the win. Sign me the fuck up, okay? The fact that we're actually finally acknowledging that there is a world outside of the WWE is fantastic. The fact that we are sitting here, we had Logan have a fantastic interview with Roman, by the way, where Roman really let his guard down and opened up, like, because Roman is relatively still in his kayfabe most of the time. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the only ones that really doesn't open up unless he's on a big show. He opened up. It was a good time. And the fact that they're able to kind of transition something that huge into something even bigger, look, I love it. Should it be a glorified squash match? Absolutely. But what it's going to go out there and do, it's going to make Logan, it's going to give Logan a little bit of relevancy in the wrestling community, especially if he makes a decent account of himself. And for Roman, on the other hand, he's just going to be a bigger star going into what? WrestleMania against who? The biggest Oos? The Rock.
The grandest Oos.
The grandest Oos.
The final
boss Oos. The Rock. Okay? So that is what's going to happen. It makes perfect sense for the business. And here's the thing. If Logan couldn't wrestle, I wouldn't say anything about it. Man, we said it right here on this show.
Yeah.
That boy could go. He can go. Okay. And so I'm not mad at it. I'm here for it. It ain't no Mox versus Punk.
No, because see, I was gonna say. So what you said, you said it was gonna be a glorified squash, and that's kind of what's happening in the comments right now, deciding whether it's gonna be a squash or not. I don't think it's gonna be a squash. I think we're gonna get at least 15 minutes of this match.
I have a solid 10 minutes of patience for that match. And you know what?
8 minutes of that is going to be Roman's entrance. But other than that.
Okay, you're right. Then 20 minutes. You're right. Because Roman's, he's definitely taking 8.5 minutes just to get to the. And here's the thing. The entire time that's happening, I am standing up, pointing the one to the sky, acknowledging my tribal chief.
Acknowledging.
Look.
This is a great question.
There was a great question here. I was just going to say that. Please go ahead.
Rags is asking, wonder how the everyday wrestlers feel about someone outside the industry getting the match. It's a really good question. And I think that this topic has been going on since the 90s, right? Since what's his face won the WCW title, right? Since Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman and stuff was wrestling, then Tyson and stuff at WWE and everything like that. And I feel like I think that most wrestlers don't mind it as long as it helps the brand in totality. So, like, for example, if it was Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania,
yes.
Yeah. If it was Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul at Royal Rumble, or a actual premium live event.
This is a small show. This is not one of their bigger shows. This
the Saudi Arabian shows are glorified house shows. They're expensive house shows.
Yes.
And I think that having an exhibition match, if you will, that's what I would consider this. Granted, I think it being for the title gets in some gray area there.
But he's not gonna win. So I don't think we have.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so for me, I look at it in terms of, again, glorified squash, whether it be a 10 or a 15-minute match. They're going to give Logan his moment because they said all it takes is one shot. So we're gonna have to get that near fall at some point in time, right? He's gonna have to land one shot. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Now, in terms of the question, what do the wrestlers feel about it? I'll be honest with you. I think the wrestlers appreciate the business, and I think, and who said it? Carrie, I believe, said it. I think they appreciate and they realize the eyes that it actually brings, to the sport and to what they are going to do. And I think the biggest component of that over anything else is that the fact that dog,
I was agreeing to that.
Coming in this joint, flipping tables. I'm talking about. Oh man, you know what? Look,
we come into that Royal Rundown stressed. You understand?
I'll be like that meme of Mekhi Phifer sitting there smoking the square. That one, he's just like I would literally be chain smoking if that happened.
This is the funniest.
I would be. I'd be tearing. But look, not only is the WWE going at that TikTok following, everybody is. Everybody is. Look at what boxing is doing right now. The influencer game is so big right now. And We're talking about the biggest influencer in the influencer game who's a legitimate athlete. If anybody was built for sports entertainment, it was Logan Paul. And he's built for it. He's going to make it. It's going to be fun. And I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. And look, I've said this time and time again. We have said it here. It's in the notes. Look, in trips we trust. In trips we trust. He has not steered me wrong yet. He's even given me, which we will talk about, my favorite thing in all of pro wrestling, Dom Mysterio. I am getting this right now. Can we just talk about it now? Can we just go into it? Fam,
just go into it.
They finally got Judgment Day right, okay? you got Finn Fergalicious is going out here doing what Ferg does. He's Prince Devitt. He is bringing back, you know what I'm saying, him and AJ Styles, you know, who really led the Bullet Club. Oh, by the way, before I go on this soliloquy, I want to ask this. I'm going to open this up to everybody in the comments as well. Give me your top 5 most influential wrestlers that are currently still wrestling. Not top 5. Let's just say top 3. Because I'm telling you this. Fergalicious is in my top. He is one of the most influential wrestlers that is currently wrestling today. If any of y'all rock a Bullet, say no, and you rocking a Bullet Club shirt, kick rock sideways, because that man is the founder and first president of the Bullet Club.
Not first president.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So
yeah,
he's one of those guys. For you guys, Dre, who do you have aside? Because Ferg is in my list for sure.
I'm adding to the Fergalicious love train here. We love us some Finn Balor over here. Especially in terms of most influential wrestlers currently wrestling, like the fact that he owned a wrestling school that trained Becky Lynch, I mean, throws him in that list just off top. You know what I mean?
Jump.
Off top. And he's currently wrestling with like their coworkers as we speak. You know what I mean? So like that speaks for itself, not to mention all the Bullet Club stuff in New Japan, et cetera, et cetera. KO is a great shout. Rey Mysterio is we're talking influential wrestlers. Sasha Banks got some daughters running around here.
I think she was talking about Fergalicious with this one.
Oh, I love the abs too. I mean, you know, Ferg and all 782 of his abs are always present every Monday night, and we appreciated him for it. Yes.
He made Ferg. I'm like, yo, because of Ferg, I eat clean. Ferg, I eat clean and drink hella water because of Ferg. I appreciate
he's drinking lots of water. He's at a calorie deficiency. He's doing the ab work circuits. Things are happening.
Trying to be like Ferg when I grew up. But that was total sidebar. I was thinking about that and just seeing how amazing certain people are. And I think people, for instance, who weren't getting credit, who are finally starting to get it. And Judgment Day is finally starting to cook now. And we're starting to see that, honestly, he was always better as a heel. Ferg, when he was in New Japan, when he was in Mexico, when he was everywhere, he was around the world, in NXT even, he was always better as a heel. Prince Devitt, everything fantastic, leader of the Bullet Club. I love it. And I love even how they're transitioning Bullet Club versus Bullet Club with AJ Styles and Ferg kind of teasing that. I really love that.
I think that's just I hesitate to say people are better as heels when they're good faces. Also, they just were faces at a terrible time, or were faces with little direction. And let's be clear, I'm gonna be very harsh here, but
I don't know which nation. The thing is over there in the UK somewhere, but
all of them, every nation's treasure.
Every nation.
I do think that WWE has not done a good job with building good faces for at least a decade. So most people, and I noticed this when I talked to Serg in the infamous group chat, because he's less than 2 years into his
whoa, don't be yo.
Hey, I'm about to give you some credit. Relax.
Oh, okay.
So, sometimes he doesn't get to see the infamous group chat. Sometimes he's only seeing what is in front of them, and he doesn't always know the history, and then you have to go back and watch it. So of course you're not going to notice like how good someone was, even despite what was going on around them. I think Finn Balor is a great face, especially in his NXT run before he went to the main roster and won the championship and then got injured, right? Let's be clear. He was a great face for that. He won the Universal Championship as a face, and he was great. And unfortunately, that injury happened and it stalled him. The problem is once he got back from that injury, Vince and them didn't rebuild him.
Didn't want him to cook. Right.
And that wasn't fair to him. That's not his talent as a face. Now, Serge loves a good heel. I love a good heel. Everybody loves a good heel. We're just of that generation of we made heels faces. we millennials, we made heels faces. That's why The Rock is The Rock, Stone Cold is Stone Cold. We just love us. Latino heat became the most beloved. Lying, cheating, and stealing this man. We're just of that generation where we love a good heel, and you get NWO they were heels, but we loved them, right? So, I steer away from being better than Finn is just good at everything, and that is my point. I do love the fact that they did tease that whole feud with AJ Styles last night on Raw. I think that is dope. That gives them a chance. It's not the first time on the main roster they've done this, but it gives them a chance to do it a better way.
Absolutely. No,
I'm excited.
I'm really looking forward to it. And even talking about the teases that he might do different things with the demon character. The demon character actually might be might be the face side of him. Actually, they're talking about. So it's kind of interesting seeing what they might do. Yeah, it's kind of cool. They're talking about doing some different things with that character. But let's talk about NXT Raw last night, because it was another solid show.
List,
Raw. But there was one moment that stood out above all else. It was when the Judgment Day was out there, and my boy, the man, Dom Mysterio. Look, people hope when they turn heel that they get an ounce of this type of heat. Dom Mysterio got nuclear heat last night. I don't know if you guys heard that build. The place was shaking from boos. And watching Dom and all of them kind of sit there, because you can tell none of them really expected it. And you had that moment with all of them were like, oh shit. Like,
where all their training kicked in.
Yeah, all their training kicked in.
It was like, oh, right, we got to keep doing this. And it was dope because you saw them as big brothers and big sis for Dom, right? Like you saw them go like, yeah, let's go ahead and get this. Let's get this for him. And it's us. Good for him, good for us, because it's a crew. And it was really cool to watch Finn, for example, kind of lead that, even though I think Rhea did the most talking. But you could tell Finn was kind of doing a lot of the orchestrating.
He was doing the orchestrating.
And we are watching it, ridiculously, analytically, right?
Absolutely.
From just a fan standpoint, you saw those three people. You saw Rhea and Damian Priest and Finn just bring all of their energy to Dom and to the moment, and it was a really cool. It's gonna be, and I think it's gonna end up being one of the top 10 dopest segments of TV for wrestling this year, just because you cannot plan for that kind of heat. You can't. You just gotta hope that just lets you know it's whatever you're doing is working, and then you just gotta rock with it after that.
They just seem like, and this is a great point, there isn't any real leader. They're kind of doing their thing. That's what really makes them strong. They're cooking. Look, Puerto Rican DJ was somebody that I used to trash. Okay, I was like, he sounds like a robot.
It's Damian Priest, for those who don't know.
Priest for the uninitiated.
For the uninitiated.
For the uninitiated, that's Damian Priest. So, but Damian Priest on the mic, yo, Dre, tell me if I'm tripping. Yo, my man was out there, his promo games are going up. His performances in the ring, yo, he's wrestling his ass off. My man is a superstar. And you're looking at him like Damian Priest, everybody in that crew right now, aside from Sami Zayn, they might be the most fun I am currently having watching professional wrestling. And then watching, like I said, we're talking about Dom, whom the fact that they're playing with it on social media. Where is this comment? I've just seen it. Say less. If y'all peep Dom, you know, because Rhea out there talking mommy, poppy, whatever, he's like, yo, say less. So he started calling her like, this is like it is a beautiful thing. Like what they're doing, the way they're playing, the way it's becoming more meta, where it is, you know, we're talking about stuff in the past. Like, yo, I'm having and maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's because I got all this Latino heat in me. Maybe it's just like why I'm just fucking hyped, right? But
it's in me.
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Man, no wonder. I've been listening to Bad Bunny all week.
He's been listening to Bad Bunny. He's been watching Eddie Guerrero matches for like 2 weeks straight. He don't know what to do with himself.
Listening to Bad Bunny and shaking my shoulders. Oh, man.
Just hit you with one of these. Listen, you're not wrong. Everyone looks far more confident than they were before.
Absolutely.
And someone in the comments was also talking about how it doesn't look like there's a leader, but it's kind of Finn, but it's kind of not. I think Finn is the de facto leader. You know what I mean? But I love that Rhea isn't just a valet. I love that Rhea is kind of like, if you didn't really know, if you were fresh, you would think she was the muscle. Like,
that's why I'm telling you, I'm telling my kids that's Eddie in China.
I love
doing
that.
The exact same thing.
It is.
She's doing it.
China is looking down on the situation. Yeah. No, she is. She's looking down on that situation, and she is smiling like, "Yep, that I help with. That's me." Love that, and it's beautiful. True. It's
so fun. It's
because Rhea slamming Riddle last night on the ground. That was a spot, honey. That was everything.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And the thing about it is, too, I do like that they kind of all, like none of the guys run up on her, but she'll mug the dudes. And it's great that she does that because, again, her character influences all of the matches. She's doing such a good job with Judgment Day and slamming these dudes. We're not even talking about her. Literally, infamous group chat. We've been talking about the women's division. We have not even said Rhea because she's doing such a good job where she is killing it. The moment she decides to okay, let's put her in a storyline over here, fam. You put a rocket ship on her. You give her a belt now.
And she's already a star. We already, those of us who've been watching for a long time, we already know what she can do in the ring in matches. Joel just talked about how I'm mad we didn't get Rhea and Bianca. I don't know this. This is not. Yeah, I don't know this. I'm not, I haven't read any of the sheets or anything, but I would assume that she's not inserted in any women's matches because she's probably not cleared to do so yet. So,
I think so too.
We just we gonna take what we getting from Miss Mamas as we speak. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because what she's given us is amazing. And to be honest, she ain't got to step between them ropes just yet. Like, we cool. We could do this for a little while until she can really do it. Because yes, her and Bianca that's a match.
That is a match. I would love it. And first of all, this can't not happen.
No.
The rest of the women on the roster are 5 foot flat. They would just be out here just squashing everybody. Like, we can't do that.
I'm not a fan of Raquel. Anyway.
I do not like the gripper.
I was trying to be nice.
I do not like her. I do not like the gripper at all. It's not a fan. The gripper Rodriguez ain't it.
She's fine, I guess.
No, man.
I just feel like she would get overshadowed in that faction, I think. I see the vision though. I see the vision. 3 strong women, athletic. Strongest. I get it. The strongest women on the roster. I get all of that. That makes sense.
Oh, here's a great point. Bianca needs better people to back her up. Look, Asuka is incredible. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And I think that this gimmick that she currently has, maybe in the way that it's presented, has run its course. As her being the jovial, bouncy, I'm the good guy, right? Look, I know I'm always the person saying somebody should turn heel. It's time for her to turn heel. It is. and think about her as a heel. Yo, she would be just as much of a menace as Drake is in real life. Like straight menace to society.
Drake over there like, why the hell am I in it? How'd I get here?
My man is a menace. He unfollowed. He flew that little girl out and unfollowed her in a day. He a menace.
I was working today, so I didn't see none of that foolishness.
Oh,
look,
man.
Here's the tea with like I don't disagree. You know, if you guys watch the Real Rundown faithfully, you know that I'm usually the one that pushes back on Serge trying to turn everybody heel. I will not push back on this one because I agree. I think Asuka, we have not actually gotten heel Asuka on the main roster at least.
No.
Yet. And we need that
backup. I'm sorry, I had such a visceral reaction to that.
That was a
Sasha
visceral
and Naomi
reaction.
Will not come back after all this time off to be someone's backup. I will be so disappointed.
Not for their initial return. You don't think that their initial return can be backing Bianca up for the initial, like the moment that's a pop like a mug. Think about that.
They need a moment for them. Like they are so big.
They're gonna get that moment, of course. But
I think they need a moment themselves. I don't want to see like Bianca getting beat up and all of a sudden they come and save her. And yeah, it would be a cool moment, but I want the way that they gave the moment to Johnny Gargano, where he got
they're not gonna get that.
Able to go in.
They're not gonna get that. Let me tell you why. They're not gonna get that. It's because they left as a group. They're gonna they left as a group. They're gonna re-enter as a group.
The Johnny Gargano just together.
No, that's not how that's gonna work either. Because they are still two singles wrestlers. They are two singles wrestlers. You gotta make it make sense.
Okay,
right? And
you're right. Now I get it. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I was getting there, Joel. Thank you. I got
you. I got it. Say it, Dre. Damn, she got me. Okay. I concede when I'm wrong, people. All right.
They left together. They're gonna come back together. Now I'm not fully like I see your vision though. I want them. I don't necessarily think I might change my mind, but I don't necessarily think they need to stay a duo when they come back. Because we are praying they come back. Because look, life is looking real good outside of WWE for them right now, and I get it. Get your back. But when they come back, I think they return initially as a duo. I think they do a program with Damage Control, or they're the catalysts for Asuka and Alexa turning heel or something. I could see it be interesting. Things can be.
And Dre, see. That's why you here. That's why you here. You put those two. That makes sense to me. I like that.
Because Bianca goes with them too, and then Asuka and Alexa like, well, we've been here this whole time, and then
we think it seems like they're teasing a lot of Alexa with some White Rabbit stuff. Where they're already teasing those things. We'll talk about the White Rabbit in a little bit. But it seems as if we're getting a lot of Alexa White Rabbit energy together. And to be very fair, I would prefer that because, again, the character that she currently has, to the point that even Damage Control yesterday was like literally kind of clowning her. Like, yo, what happened to you? You used to be cool. You used to be good. So I'm glad that they're going out there and kind of like playing that up a little bit. So they are, I think, going to change. So I'm looking forward to seeing that shift. But let me ask you this, because I'm hearing a lot on the interwebs about this specific topic. And what people are saying is that, like, what are your thoughts on Damage Control? Has it run its course? Do you like the way? Does it need tweaks? Like, what do you like it? Like, how do you feel about Damage Control? And please, guys, in the comments, let me know.
How do y'all feel about Damage Control?
How do you feel about Barely Enough?
Okay. All right. I love every single one of the women in this lovely group. Bailey, Dakota Kai, Io Sky. Love them. Love all three of them. I think that they are three of the most talented female wrestlers out here, period. I am needing their beef with Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka to end. I'm gonna need that to end. I'm gonna need that to end ASAP. I think that or if it's not gonna end, it needs to evolve. I need something else. Becky Lynch getting injured was that Mania or SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
I was at SummerSlam. Yeah. I think that put a wrench in the whole thing, and I understand that they had to kind of come up with something on the spot. I mean, a great song. Oscar or having Oscar and
Oh
Alexa
man,
Bliss be
because
the
it was supposed to
backup,
be
be the
Oscar
backup.
Becky, and then
Right, be the
that's what it's supposed
backup
to be. Oh.
is, I mean, you can't get too much better than that, you know, in terms of a backup for that situation. Totally cool. I'm cool with all of that. I need something else. I think that having Io and Dakota lose the tag titles in that tournament, or lose the tag title tournament and then get them back a week later or whatever, I think that was kind of whack.
Yeah.
And I
Who
think
said that? Yeah.
and I think that halted the momentum a bit. So it just needs to, I agree with, there's a lot of comments that it needs time. I agree. They need time, they need more time to grow. Josh is saying the same thing. I agree. We need it could use some more time, but with that time, I need some evolution of the current storyline, because right now it's getting super repetitive. If you saw last week's segment and you saw this week's segment, it's pretty much the same thing. I am in Bailey and Bianca are going to put on a wonderful singles match for the title whenever that happens.
Oh my god,
that's going to be
absolutely.
great. That's going to be great. We're looking forward to that.
I cannot wait.
So yeah, that's my only thing. I kind of want Damage Control to kind of go on and have some other feuds with some other women. We'll see. But I know that the matches are, when the bell rings, the matches are always going to be dope. That always saves it for me. I just need something else storyline wise. Other than that, I love all of these women. These women are amazing. They're the dopest.
I will agree with you. I think storyline. I am excited about Damage Control. I agree. I think that they need, well, aside from the name, I think they do need a little bit more time. I really, it's Bianca and them. That squad, to me, the fact that, like, I need this feud to end because I need that little click to go away.
Or just
it's
evolve.
Not good. Or evolve. Something has to change. But I'm seeing Charlotte, coming back and everything. Also, like, think about all the women that we're about to get back. We're gonna get Charlotte back. We're gonna get Becky back. We're gonna get Sasha, Naomi, and
hopefully
Rhea is gonna, and then Rhea as well.
And then Rhea's over
healthy.
there. Yeah.
So think about, that's 5 superstars that can actually really wrestle. Also, can really go. Like, that division is gonna be just. I cannot wait. And you know what? I've been hard on Raquel Rodriguez for some political shit, whatever, what she said on the interwebs. I'm not a fan of, and you guys know me. If you know any of my shows and stuff, you know exactly what line I stand on. And I tell you guys exactly how I feel, because I'm always gonna go ahead and stand up for the rights of human beings. Okay, I don't fuck around with anything else, and I don't mix words. This is why I do what I do in the way I do it. No, like I don't play that shit. So if you're going to go out there and disrespect people in that regard, in the way that some people like that do, I'm always going to shit on you. So personally, I don't like her. But if we're going to go out there and specifically talk about, like, never mind, I'm not even going to get into that. But when come on, man, you know me. Like I'll start, like, I'll get on my shit. We really want to get into it. But as a performer and as a wrestler, man, she's dynamic. She's dynamic.
She can be.
And she can. And I'm looking.
So no, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to cut you off, but
no worries, please. Yeah, no.
I feel the same way you feel about her for those same exact reasons. But when we're talking about
as a performer,
performing wise, her character in NXT, I believe.
Exactly. We all know what it is.
The character in NXT, I believed, right? I believe that character. She is a strong, athletic woman. I believe 1000%. That. Let her be a strong, athletic woman. I don't believe anything she does right now.
And here's the guys. We call her the Gripper for a reason. You guys know that movie with Ethan Hawke, the new scary one that comes out with the dude with the top hat and the smile? That's what she looks like, trying to be a face. She just don't nobody smile like that. How you smiling like that, power bombing somebody? It looks crazy. That's why I call her the Gripper.
It's unbelievable. I don't believe
she's
it.
Not. Who said this? She's not a face.
No,
she's not.
Not a believable one. Not like this.
Yeah, dude. And look, honestly, like, I love how she's presented. I do. She is an unstoppable force. Like, I like when I'm seeing people that are dominant and unstoppable like that and ripping through people, right? It makes sense. I'm not mad at that. But like, there is stuff like that we see in the women's division. You see her, and with these other 5, I mean, we have 6, 7, almost 8 women that can really go. Aaliyah still needs work, but at the same time, we can bring the NXT girls, the women up, and they'll be fantastic. Mandy is ready. Brian can do her thing. The rest, Toxic Attraction. Let's go. Put them in there, and that is another fantastic faction to have out there cooking. You know what I mean? Joey, I agree. I love factions. I love factions. Because let's be real, in real life, we all have friends.
You roll with a crew.
You got two. You got 2 or more. Exactly. You at least gonna have that one homie. Don't nobody be walking out there. And you know what? If you do have that loner, you got that one weird dude on this in the locker room. You have to have that one. You be like, that dude's kind of wild, right? Yes, Mandy is ready now. She's ready.
I mean, she was already there. She was already there.
But now she's really ready. Ready. Like, I'm here for it, but that's fantastic. But look, WWE is, I mean, come on, man. And Trips We Trust. What they're currently doing. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about Austin Theory? And I'm going to say this because here's the thing. He's definitely lost his steam, and he really doesn't seem like he's in favor anymore for whatever the reason is. He's also lost his steam with the crowd. The crowd doesn't seem like they're even like, they're just like, we don't care. Did they miss on that? Like, what's going on?
I am disagreeing with you. I personally think.
Okay.
I think the simple fact that Austin Theory still shows up in at least 1 to 2 segments a week since Triple H has gotten back, he hasn't lost any favor. They've just adjusted directions. And what I'm seeing is very similar to what I'm seeing with Dominic Mysterio, but with Austin Theory. They're putting him and surrounding him with people that
everybody on the roster.
With not just everybody on the roster, but with certain specific people that he is going to have no choice but to get better around.
He has to level up. Absolutely.
Makes
Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano.
The match with Kevin Owens last night is probably, to me, the best match I've seen Austin Theory wrestle.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes. Yeah. It was fantastic.
It was a non-finish or whatever with the Gargano interference and all, or I don't know, not a non-finish. It was a shenanigans to finish. I think there was a finish.
I'm here for shenanigans.
And I'm cool with that
at all times.
We love shenanigans here at the Real Rundown. So we're
love
fine
every
with
bit
that.
of them. Yep.
But I really think that you're starting to we're seeing, I think the projects are with Theory and Austin Theory and with Dominic Mysterio. I think they're projects that these people are putting them in NXT doesn't really make sense right now because they've been in such high level main roster stuff, whether they were ready or not. Right, whether they were ready or not. So instead, put them in programs and surround them with not just really good wrestlers, but really good wrestlers who are good at teaching. They can't help. You can't help.
And that's who they're currently with. Yes. I have changed my tune on Theory. I think you've kind of peeped it in the way I've kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't know if everybody else have. I like Theory. I like Theory. I like what he's doing. I think he's really good. And
he sold me. I'm sorry. He sold me when him and KO did that promo, and KO did one of the best promos of the flipping year or whatever. And Theory's reaction, not just when he was talking, but when Kevin Owens was talking in his reaction. My whole thing, we talk about this in the infamous group chat all the time. I want to believe you. Even when you're not talking. Maybe that's the theater kid in me or whatever. I'm watching the guy talking and the person not talking. And I want to see you. I want to see you reacting. And if I can believe you, you're not going to hear too much.
But that's the thing about this is the thing about pro wrestling and sports entertainment, right? That's just this is what we all love about it. It's the reactions. Yes. Who are the people that always get over better than everybody else? It's the people that you can feel. Why is Rey Mysterio so great and the greatest luchador of all time? Is because even with that damn mask on, we can feel him. Everything that he's going through, we feel it. You know what I'm saying? And in theories, give Austin Theory, I'll put some respect on your name. You know what I'm saying? Like he absolutely goes out there and does that. And honestly, he kind of kills everything he does. But I did hear people complaining. I seen it on the interwebs, so I had to bring it up. I had to see what
On
people
the
were talking about with
interwebs.
that one. In the interwebs, I agree. I am also enjoying Loomis and The Miz. Goofy
Loving
wrestling for the win.
Always.
Fantastic. I love every second
Yes,
of it.
please.
Also, Sami Zayn of the Bloodline. Oh my God. Oh my God. First of
It's
all,
so
let's
great.
acknowledge
It's
the
so
Bloodline,
great.
everybody. Just incredible. Just incredible. Well, you know how we get down.
We salute our tribal chief over here. We do.
At all times. At all times. I don't care what anybody says. Like, hey, but here's the thing. Roman got to lose his belt. Oh, should I tell him about my theory on what I think should happen, how he should lose his belt? Should I say that now?
Not yet. No. Save that.
Okay, we'll save it. We'll save it.
Save
Save
that.
it. It's a good
That
theory,
might be a
guys.
separate
It's a good one.
show.
You know what I'm saying?
How should Roman Reigns lose the Blue Universal Championship?
I'm telling you, like I said, it's going to be fantastic.
Blue Universal Championship.
We'll discuss that. No, we saw this.
KD.
They come on, man. Why they gonna take my boy's belt? I didn't even get a good entrance with him, the belt with Roman and all of his belts. I didn't get to have that. You guys took it away. Oh,
I will say this. Bad. I did not hate the segment. That's the only thing of NXT I watched today was the segment where Shawn Michaels, on air, giving us promo. Shawn Michaels and Carmelo and Solo are in the little room. It's not in front of the crowd or whatever. And he's telling Solo that he has to relinquish the title because he was not sanctioned to be in the match. And so let's be clear. In the world of sports entertainment, I mean, if you're going to do that, I guess that's the best way to do it. I got to give it up for creativity.
That was clever.
Especially when they don't want Solo to lose him. They don't want him to lose a match.
Right.
When he's just got back, just got into the bloodline on the main roster. So I get it. I just feel like there was probably other ways. I also think they just don't want Carmelo moving up yet. And so they're like, all right, hold on. Because I mean, the best way would have been.
They still need him to cook down there because if we're talking about the MVP of NXT 2.0, it was Carmelo Hayes.
Melo is amazing.
Braun Breaker, guys, he's not who they thought he was, at least to this point in time.
Braun's cool. He's fine. He's just
Braun is cool, but he's just not there yet. We're talking about finished products. If we're looking at the finished products that were in NXT this past year, we had Santos Escobar, we had Solo Sikoa, and we have
Carmelo Anthony.
We have Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes.
Okay, talking shit. Let's shout out another Black and Puerto Rican brother. I ain't mad at that.
Christian Casanova, as it used to be called. Yes. That's a good name. Both of those are great ass wrestling names. Can we just talk about that? Carmelo Hayes and Christian Casanova are two very good wrestling names. So shout out to the brains.
Christian Casanova.
The brain cells. I mean, you see it.
Man, I can't. I swear, part of me wishes I tried to wrestle at like 20 instead of really getting punched in the face. It would have been so much better for me. But no, I love that. But real quick, let's anything else in terms of the wide world of NXT Raw and SmackDown? What do you feel? Do we have to talk anything else about them?
We haven't talked about the White Rabbit.
Oh my goodness. So if you guys have not had an opportunity to check it out, at WWE they had this a video package essentially. That was online. It was online, right?
It was. So for the last, I would say weekish or so, during, if you're going to one of the WWE shows, when it's at commercial, the lights have gone out and the what is the name of the song White Rabbit?
The name of the song, I believe, is White Rabbit.
White Rabbit. That plays over the screen, over the loudspeakers. At the first time it happened, people were like, interesting. The second time people happened, folks started pulling out their phones, doing the flashlight thing like they used to do for the one and only Bray Wyatt. And so now everyone's assuming that, yes, maybe this Bray Wyatt teases. Last night on Monday Night Raw during a segment, there was a QR code that came across the screen during one of the backstage segments. Lovely, by the way.
I love the backstage segment.
Shout out to the
love it.
Triple H creative regime for giving us reasons to really watch backstage segments, like what's happening in the back, what's going on, is that a car crash, what's happening. Love that. And like, yes, shenanigans during the house shows, the commercial breaks is genius, because that is a great way to get the social media audience. They're manufacturing a buzz for something, and like that is great. And so the QR code, if you scanned it, took you to a game of Hangman, and you had to like fill out the little message. I think it's like who killed the world, and you is the answer. You did. And essentially, and like 9/23 or whatever came on the screen as well. So 9/23 is Friday Night SmackDown. We think we're going to either get a reveal, hopefully, of who this person is, or probably another QR code for another game or something. I hope it's a reveal. I think this is perfect timing to reveal it. And I mean, I think it's Bray Wyatt, just like everybody else does. Carrie asks, is Karrion involved? That's a really good question. Karrion Kross, Karrion Kross was asked about it on Twitter, and he kind of like, he played around with it for a second, but then said it wasn't him. I wouldn't be mad though if he shows up, like if Bray's coming up with a new family and Karrion's a part of it, or he's a mercenary for him or something. I wouldn't mind that. I put the spooky put the spooky folks together. I don't hate that. Giving Ministry of Darkness, but in a 2022 kind of way. I love that.
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't mind if Joel, I wouldn't mind the Fiend and Seth getting the opportunity to make up that terrible, but absolutely.
Yeah, I think most people agree with this statement here.
1000%.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
We're down for that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm hoping it's Bray. I'm hoping, like everybody else, I think we get the Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, or whatever new version of Bray Wyatt we're gonna get. I'm with that. I think that's a nice injection of something different to an already very exciting product.
Oh, for sure. No, I love it. I think that would be fantastic. And again, I was crushing Alexa Bliss earlier, but I think that, for instance, this is a great opportunity for her as well. If this does happen, she seems like she's getting a little edge back to her. She seems like she might be going a little bit back, heel. If that is the case, because this character isn't doing it, I'm here for that, pushing her in that direction. I'd be happy with that. So
I will say this though: if Bray Wyatt comes back, he won't be coming back as a heel. He might be fighting faces, but folks are going to go up for him. Bray Wyatt has one of those. He has got one of those undying followings because people think he is one of the most creative wrestling brains to come into the world of wrestling in the last 20 years. And that's a hard, I mean, there's an argument to be made for that. It's because he was doing really creative stuff during a very stifling regime.
Yeah.
Give him a regime less stifling. We got the White Rabbit on our speakers. It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really intrigued. I wasn't as privy to the I call the tail end of the Fiend stuff, and I was like, this seems goofy. You know what I mean? But seeing it come really cook and build. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for that. Speaking of stuff I'm looking forward to, AEW Grand Slam. We got a lot of stuff coming up for that. I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about it because I feel like next week when it all happens, we'll really be able to kind of really sink our teeth into it. But there are some events I'm looking forward to. Obviously, the tag team event, I can't wait for. And another AEW event that I can't wait for, obviously, is FTR versus what's it called? The Imperial Green dudes over there from
Imperial Green. Yeah,
the flippy guys. Them. I love every bit of that.
The flippy guy. Who are you speaking of? I'm trying to pull up the card. Hold on.
What's it called? That's not on this card. I'm talking. I definitely am forgetting my man's name right now because I'm trying to read something else while I'm doing it. I apologize, guys. I'm over here trying to produce this and all kinds of stuff at the same time.
You're doing a lot at the same time.
Just be saying stuff. Okay, so. On Wednesday, we have the AEW Interim Women's Championship. We have Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb versus Athena versus
D.
Dr. Britt Baker DMD. Okay, we got that one.
That's a fatal 4-way for the title, I believe.
That
For the
should be
interim,
pretty.
for the interim women's title.
Yep, and we also have on Wednesday we have John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. That is also happening on Wednesday as well. So
That is
those are
for
both on
the
Wednesday.
vacant AEW title currently. That is the finals of the tournament.
It's gonna be dope. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because of the drama and all the nonsense backstage, people were not as enthusiastic about some things with AEW, but regardless of those, ever since All Out, I feel like they've. I thought, but I feel like people are really like. I feel like they've really put some great events since then, and they've really put on the shows and everything. Have been really good. Excitement level for the finales and some of these, these championship fights. What are your opinion on these?
I honestly, tomorrow's probably going to be one of the most exciting shows. Like that's one of the most exciting AEW Dynamites this year. I'm looking forward to. Carrie, I have to disagree with you. I love a tournament. I love a tournament, and I love a tournament, especially in this situation. What the hell was Nick? What was Tony finna do? Like Tony lost, he lost entirely too many things. Did the tournament fly by? Sure, because of what happened. You got to think about it. I think
he said, didn't it? He said that it flew by, right?
That's what I'm saying. It had to. It had to fly by. You got to. They need champions to move forward with what they're going to be able to plan ahead. See, this is the one thing about when we've been, a lot of us, I call it WWE brain. Like we've watched WWE for so long without any competition that we're conditioned to believe builds go a certain way.
Right.
And we've lived through 4 weeks of build to the next pay-per-view or premium live event for so long that we forget that this company doesn't have a pay-per-view every month. So they actually do have time to build certain things and to actually weave storylines into each other as well. So with everything that happened at All Out, they need they're like, okay, look, these people are getting suspended. We need champions. So we'll do a tournament. That'll make sure people watch for the next 2 weeks at the very least. And then we can weave in what we were maybe already had planned or adjust what we already had planned or move on. I don't know if you guys are interested in my picks for all of these matches for Wednesday.
Let's hear them. Let's go down them.
But I have some. So
yes.
We've got Pac and Orange Cassidy. They're fighting each other for that All Atlantic Championship.
I'm going with Orange.
I think Pac is going to retain. We got to keep up with this. All right. I think Pac is retaining. I think this is one of those. I think this is just another one of those Orange Cassidy can afford to lose because everybody loves him anyway.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I think this is one of those. We need Pac in a major singles match for that title on TV. Pac's gonna win that one. We've got Claudio Castagnoli versus Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Who you got? Jericho or Claudio? The artist formerly known as Cesaro.
I'm sticking with Claudio. They just gave him that. I don't see that going the other way. Jericho, one of the best entrance songs, just because everybody gets to singing with them. I don't even know what they be saying half the time, but I'll be like I'll be singing that shit.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like to me. But that's it. I love it, But it's a dope entrance. That entrance is probably the only thing that's going to happen. Claudio should win. He should keep his belt. And like I said, this dude, it's taking forever for him to finally get some gold on TV. Yeah. Let's please let him keep it.
I know you're gonna love this. Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaim for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Serge, who you got?
Come on, man. We all know everybody loves the Acclaimed. I'm going with Swerve and Glory, but I mean, they're probably going to give it to the Acclaimed. Scissor me, daddy-o. That's what they're going to do. They definitely going with the Acclaimed. I want to say Swerve in Our Glory because I don't think they've had the belts enough, and I think watching them as heels, to be honest with you guys, I really wanted to see them against FTR. I really did. But what's making me think that they're actually gonna go out there and actually get a.
Sam said, "What it do?" I mean, he said, "What it do, baby boo?" That's what he said.
Oh, I was
Sorry,
confused as
it
shit.
was a
I
lot.
was like, "Who
I
the
got
hell
it.
is Baby Boo?" Like,
who is Baby Boo?
I was like, "Who is Baby Boo? And why is
And what it
Baby
do?
Boo in here?" Like, it's all good. I appreciate it. But look, the moment that the ass boys came out with when they came out with
Billy Gunn?
MJF.
Oh, with
When they
MJF.
came out with MJF, and what they said that they wanted were the tag team titles. When they said that, I was like, the Acclaimed is winning, because that's a built-in storyline already. And it's just like them going against it. So that's when I was just like, I was like, okay, they're probably gonna give that to the Acclaimed. So I was like, and honestly, who right now in AEW is more over than the Acclaimed?
I think for that exact reason, Swerve in Our Glory is retaining, and I am going to tell you why. I think Swerve in Our. I mean, it's granted, if the Acclaimed win, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going for a Swerve in Our Glory. I'm going for full heel turn for both of them.
Well, and I knew, my boy Keith Lee turning heel. The moment that beard starts getting full, he going full. He going heel.
He let that thing grow out a little bit. I think we're getting a full-blown heel turn from Swerve in Our Glory from both of them. And I think they're going to retain. And I think we're going to get that Dominic Mysterio heat. It is going to be
please.
That's what I would do. If I was Mr. Khan, I would do that.
Yes.
Because
you're gonna you should be the other kind. Yes.
Because the Acclaimed will be bigger baby faces from it.
Yep.
And in Swerve in Our Glory, they are going to we already know how talented they are. So making them heels and making them beat such a well-liked team a second time.
Yeah.
And it does put them on a collision course with FTR, who are what? Faces.
And you know what? FTR was on friend of the show, Mac, Evan Mack. He was on the Mac Mania podcast. They were both of them were on the Mac Mania podcast this week. And they actually said that, yo, Tony, why don't we have tag team titles? We want to be tag team champions. So it would absolutely make sense. It seems like that is exactly where they could be going. What was I going to say about the Swerve and Keith Lee been traveling together doing indie shows all over the place.
Yes,
so it seems like they might not be breaking up anytime soon, because they really doing a lot together. They flying together in first class, fantastic seats.
Yep. And let's be clear, like they did sprinkle in those like seeds of them breaking up, and I think that might have been the plan initially, but I think everything had to adjust that all out once Acclaimed was getting that kind of reaction from the crowd, and the fact that Swerve and Lee we know Swerve could be
they did it on the fly. Watching them, I mean, it was one of the matches where you could actually see the veterans look around and say, "All right, this is what y'all want. We're gonna give y'all what y'all want. You want us to be the heels? We'll have a little bit more attitude." I love that. I am very happy with that one.
And I think it's great because I think it does help to Katie. Katie's making a point about new stars in AEW, and I understand the argument. I know a lot of people are a little frustrated with AEW right now because they feel like they're pushing WWE guys over their current talent, and I understand that argument. I don't necessarily agree with it, and I'll explain why. Not all of their homegrown talent is ready for that spotlight, and I know that sounds harsh or whatever, but they're just not. And I love the Acclaimed. I too love the
Everybody
Acclaimed.
loves the Acclaimed.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed. But when it comes to actual wrestling matches, Swerve and Keith are better because they're far more experienced. I think this feud with them is going to make them better, and this is why. And it continues to build their stock as faces. So eventually, when they do make their way back to the title picture, then you can pull the trigger properly. I think the same goes with some of these other matches too. Like well, let's go to the women's match first. Fatal 4-Way, Serena Deeb, Toni Storm, Athena, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I think Tony's gonna actually retain. I think they're gonna retain. And I just really hope that Athena has a better showing. Like 10 that
This
already.
is real.
Yeah. But see, I don't think everybody on that list is ready. Not
Okay,
for
I'll tell you who's
titles,
ready.
but they're in the but to be in the
Ricky
title
can be in the
picture.
conversation.
Ricky could be in
should
the
be in this.
conversation. Darby's in
The
the
Acclaimed is already
conversation.
there. Yeah.
Acclaimed is already in the title picture, so you can't
Yep.
other than them winning, but I don't think they're ready to win it yet. That's just my so you're not
I can
talking
see
like
it.
yeah, like they're in the conversation. I think they should be in these matches with these people. I just don't necessarily think they should be winning the titles just yet. Toni Storm being the interim women's champion is a choice. I understand why they made that choice, but it's a choice. I feel like I like Toni Storm quite a bit, but I don't think she's getting the reactions consistently that we would love for her to have. But that's also an AEW and women's wrestlers problem.
Yeah,
but
they need to work on
that's
that.
a whole
That's another
thing in
story
general.
for another day. Yeah.
Last but not least, though, for this AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. I'm going for the American Dragon. I think Bryan Danielson is going to take this, and Jon Moxley is going to go take that vacation he was supposed to take 2 weeks ago.
I totally agree. He was supposed to take it. He was supposed to take a vacay. This is him about to take his vacay. And
Absolutely.
I mean, who else? I mean, this is we can't be mad at this. I mean, this guy is amazing. He's amazing. He's a guy who can carry an organization.
He's also a great champion to have because whoever does beat him immediately becomes a star. And I think an AEW like in a day, it won't be because I think Ricky's about 1.5 years, 2 years from top title. He'll get a title next year, but it won't be that one. I love Ricky. I think I'm strap a rocket to him too. I'm that girl as well.
Next. He's getting it next for sure.
But that's gonna
he put on them 30 pounds for a reason.
Absolutely. And thank you. MJF and Bryan Danielson. Come on now. That's gonna be a fun feud.
It's gonna be fantastic.
And now that MJF has a crew, Bryan Danielson has the Blackpool Combat Club. Yes, now we got crew versus crew until we get to the actual title match. So you've got a lot of stuff. There's love for Orange Cassidy in the comment section. I love me some Orange Cassidy. Love him. I don't want to see him as a champion of any kind right now. Not over Pac. The All Atlantic champion, not over Pac. Pac hasn't even been able to actually defend that title on AEW TV until tomorrow, I think.
And you know what? And we have sold Pac short. Pac is somebody who's really dope. He's really dope,
man.
He's been dope for a long time, and he's also another one like Claudio that's finally had an opportunity to get his due. So I guess you're right. I'm not here to take it away from him just yet. They should keep it. And I mean, talk about. Come on, man! One of the best bodies in the business. My man is jacked.
I think Orange and the Best Friends will get that trios championship soon, though. I think that's gonna be they're in the next 2 to 3 champions. I can see that.
Yeah, look,
absolutely.
They'll get the trios belt. I like that idea. MJF, look, there's a reason why he took a couple months off and put on like 25 pounds of muscle. He had to come back looking the part. All right. I'll tell you one thing. I am looking forward to the match. The tag team match on Rampage this week. My boy Hook versus my boy Action Bronson. With my boy Action Bronson. I cannot wait.
That's going to be a fun match.
That is going to be such a fun match. I absolutely cannot wait. That's going to be fantastic.
Action Bronson is about to wrestle on Rampage on Friday. I just wanted to say it again.
What? First of all, I have to give AEW props because they really have ingratiated themselves with hip hop community and watching everybody, who's there for, everybody shows up. It's really dope to see, especially being a hip hop fan. I love it. I love what they're doing. In terms of AEW, anything else we got to get on?
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Well, guess what, guys?
Grand Slam is crazy tomorrow, so we gotta watch it. Rampage, it's gonna be lit. So
watch Rampage, watch Dynamite. It's gonna be a whole lot of good stuff. WWE is kicking ass right now. My boy Dom is a man, and he is consistently out here. Hey man, making his daddy proud. Both of them. Whichever one you want to claim as his daddy.
Serge, you got to give us one last look at the shirt. You got to give us one last look at the shirt, son. Make sure everybody know what you got on. Who you repping today?
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let the motherfuckers know what we repping today. You know what I'm saying?
We said
gotta rep the GOAT. I said it. He's my GOAT. Eddie is the GOAT. All right. And if anybody argues with you about that, you don't trust them.
That's a sad argument, honestly.
That's a sad argument. You don't argue about Eddie, man. Eddie's the GOAT.
No.
All right. But nah, it's gonna be, like I said, it is a lot of great wrestling going on right now. Everything is a lot of fun. It's so much better when both organizations are kicking ass, and that's what's happening. And with that being said, that's about all the time we have for today. For the greatest, the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. Guys, make sure each and every week you can check us out. Usually we come on Tuesdays, but check the Twitter, follow me, at the SERG VICENTE on Twitter. I go ahead and get that for you guys. Also, make sure you follow Miss Drede at Miss Drede20 as well. Check us both out. Thank you as always to the Scrap. Make sure you guys check out the Scrap, the fastest growing page in all of YouTube and combat sports. So make sure you go ahead and check them out. Also for the absolute best in all of combat sports journalism, really great stuff. Please go out there, check them out. Like, share, subscribe. That helps everybody out. We got what is it? Joey, where we at now? We at almost 6,000. Where we at? We trying to keep it rocking. But
get that number growing.
Get that number growing. I swear we jump like a G a week. It's fantastic. So let's keep it rocking. But thank you guys as always. And we are always, before we let you guys go, we always have to leave you with some words of wisdom from not just myself and Dre, but from the prophet, from the philosopher, from Joey Crack himself.
Cracks me.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.